Hey guys, we've got some new luxury beauty to try out today. I've got the new Christian Louboutin Rouge Stiletto Slim Stick Glossy Shine. I ordered two shades, 1C and 4W, so we'll be trying those out. Where did I order these from? I think I ordered them from Nordstrom, so that's where you can find them. I did get in PR, I got some new shades from Lisa Eldridge in her Seamless Glide eye pencil. So I've got Enigmatic Olive, Lilac Thyme, and Bettina, and I really do love her eyeliners. So I'm excited to try those. And then I ordered from the Chanel site their new Le Beige Serum Concealer, Natural Healthy Glow. Now they just redid their Ultra 10 concealer, their like corrector concealer. I really, really liked the previous version. I like this new version as well. It's very nice, but I'm really excited to try these. So I decided to order B10 and B20 because I'm not sure. I'm not sure what my shade is going to be. So we'll try those. And I figure if the B20 works, I can use the B10 for brightening, blah, blah, blah. I did also see this on the Chanel site. This is limited edition. It's their Intense Hydrating Replenishing Lip Serum. So I think I'm going to be putting that on first because my lips are a little bit dry. I did also get the new Armani Prisma Flash Glossy Color Lip Balm. We're entering the spring summertime, so we've got a lot of these. I'm realizing it's literally like the same description as these guys. But I got shade number 11, which is Rosewood Flash. And then I thought I would try the Dior Addict Glass Lipstick. These are, again, Ultra Shine Lip Gloss Stick Hydrating Vibrant Color. So at least we can kind of compare all of these. And Natasha Denona sent over a beautiful PR package, which includes their loose powder. So it's a high glam setting powder. The brush, the puff, it's like their marshmallow puff or something. Let me just hold this up. The marshmallow puff, and then actually a spray bottle of water because this powder is supposed to be waterproof. Now, I don't know if I'm going to go so far as to do that. Maybe just to try it. But, you know, since we're going to be trying all of these things on today, I don't know if I'll be spraying water on my face. And I did also get the new Sonia G Alpine set. Is that the full name? Alpine set? Alpine Ice? I think it's just the Alpine set. Look at how beautiful these handles are. Oh my God. And this, the natural hairs, this gray color is gorgeous. And all of these brushes are face brushes, which is so exciting. And they have such interesting ferrule shapes. Do you see this? It dips down in the front and then comes up on the back like that. And then the whole brush is angled. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, these are really interesting shapes. I love this flat top brush. And then this is the last one. This is a flat pointy brush. Very cool. So I'm excited to try out those brushes as well. All right, so first I'm going to try this Intense Hydrating Replenishing Lip Serum from Chanel. And it's basically like in the same packaging as I have this. This is basically like a nail cuticle treatment. It's like a gel-like oil. I do like using this. This, let's see if it has the same top. Oh no, the tip is actually rubbery. The tip on the cuticle oil is hard. It looks the same, but it's hard. It doesn't have any give like this does. It actually has a very similar texture to this. I think this, the nail one, is a little bit thicker. Yeah, but it's like this really interesting. Let me see if I can squeeze some out and show you. It's hard to show you, but it's like a jelly texture. Very interesting. Yeah, once you spread it out, it's like on the thinner side. It almost feels like maybe it's water-based. Yeah, the first ingredient is water and then diglycerin. It has a little bit of fragrance. I want to say I smell a little bit of rose, but there's also like a little bit of sweetness in there. We'll see how my lips feel once we get to the lip section. All right, I am really excited to dive into these this Chanel concealer. I'm gonna start with B20. Here is the packaging. So it's glass, and then we've got the Le Beige logo at the top. And let's just pull out both actually so we can compare. So here is B10 and here is B20. Let's do some swatches here. Oh, the applicator is very interesting. It's like a hard plastic. There's like no give to this. It's not a doe foot, a typical doe foot. It is doe foot shaped, but it doesn't have the fuzzy like sponge on top. And it's not, yeah, there's like no give to it. So it's almost just like a spatula. So here is B10 and here is B20. You know, I think actually I'm gonna start with B10 under my eyes and then I'll apply B20 like all over my face, see how it works, like on my spots and stuff. Okay, so there's the B10. I'm just gonna use my finger here and blend in. Pigmentation, I would say, is like a medium. Has a nice texture. It feels really soft. So there's B10. I do think B10 is the correct shade for me. The shade that I have in the Ultra Le Tin is BR12. I do believe there are more shades in this concealer than there are in the Le Beige concealer. Let me just make sure. The writing is so small. Yeah, BR12. So here is BR12. Here is B10 in the Le Beige, and then B20. Yeah, the BR12, it looks much peachier next to the B10. So just for shade reference. And then for texture reference, the Le Beige seems a little bit thinner. I don't know if you can see the difference there. It feels a little bit thinner than this. This one has a little bit more oomph to it, a little bit more body to it. Maybe you could say it has a little bit more grip. So this is definitely like just a lighter weight kind of concealer. And something I would expect from like a Le Beige like serum concealer. Okay, let's apply it to my other under eye. And I'm gonna try this side with a brush. I've actually never used this brush before. It's the Haus Labs concealer brush. I like the shape of it. It's synthetic haired. It's much, I would say it's bigger than a lot of the other concealer brushes that I have. But I like the shape of it. It's very finger-like. That goes on just as nicely. So finger, brush, I don't think there's much of a difference. I am gonna add a little bit to my eyelids just to kind of tone down the discoloration I have. I don't know if I like this applicator. I don't think it's a make or break situation, but I don't know. I just kind of prefer a typical doe foot applicator where it's kind of fuzzy, there's a little bit of give, it's a little bit softer. I feel like it just picks up a little bit more product and then lays it down like a little bit more evenly. I don't know, maybe I just have to get used to this kind of spatula version. I like it. I think it actually sits on my skin really nicely. It looks pretty seamless. That's awesome. Okay, I'm gonna try the B20 on my spots here. I can't imagine it's gonna camouflage them completely because it is a little bit on the thinner side, but I have some discoloration down here. And I have another Haus Labs brush that I haven't tried yet, but I think this one would be perfect. I think it's called like the all-purpose brush. Sorry, I'm trying to look for the name on the handle. It's not there, but it's a dual-ended brush. So this is great, I think, for buffing. And then this is great for cream products. So I'm gonna try this side. Put some around my nose. That looks nice. And I think, you know, you get a much better sense of the finish of the concealer when I put it all over my face. It's very natural, very skin-like. I don't think there's any glow to it. I don't think there's any shimmer or anything like that. But I don't think it looks especially matte per se, or like velvety or anything like that. Very, very natural, which is, I think, great for a concealer. All right, I'm really happy with this concealer. Yeah, it just looks so smooth, so natural. It's great. I feel like it's doing a little bit of blurring. It's not heavy. I feel like my under eyes look moisturized, which is really, really nice. Okay, okay, very, very nice. My lips, by the way, are feeling really nice. They look a lot more hydrated than when I started this video, that's for sure. But it doesn't feel like I have anything like thick or goopy on my lips. Yeah, this formula is just, it's so interesting. That kind of like jelly, like water-based jelly, it just kind of like melts and then dissipates onto your lips. Really interesting. Anyway, okay. I don't have any new foundations to try. I was thinking, oh, if the concealer is good enough, I'll just do that. But because I want to try the Natasha Denona powder, I do feel like I should put something down. Otherwise, putting powder just sort of on my bare skin, it's not going to do the powder any favors. It's not going to do my skin any favors. I'm going to use a foundation that I love that I haven't used in a while. It is the Chantecaille Cushion Foundation. I have it in the shade Alabaster. So we're going to use this today. We're going to use this obnoxiously large sponge from Rephr. I love this sponge, especially for foundation because it's fast. It's really, really fast. So I'm going to use the butt end of the sponge and go into Alabaster. Okay, Chantecaille Cushion Foundation is on in Alabaster. Let's get on into the new Natasha Denona loose powder. I'm so excited. So it's the High Glam setting powder. And look at this packaging. My God, it's so pretty. Okay, so she also sent over this P3 powder brush, which I'm gonna try with this. And also sent over this marshmallow puff. My God, look how thick this puff is. Ooh, I feel like this could be like a stress toy. I'm not going to use the puff. She recommends this for like a full coverage kind of application. Not exactly what I'm looking for, especially when it comes to powder. So I'm going to stick with the brush. And this is Sweat and Waterproof Translucent Blurring Powder. Sorry, I was looking for a shade. I don't think there are different shades. Let me look this up actually. Yeah, just this one shade. So I'm on the Sephora site. It says color translucent, universal for all skin tones. All right, so I'm gonna twist this off. There is another puff here. So you can just use this if you want. But if you like puffs, this is a really good one. It's super thick. It does come with the plastic like flip open lid, which I really love. That keeps it really nice and tidy in here. Let me pour some out into the cap here. I'm gonna go in with the brush. Now, you guys know I've got dry skin. I typically don't like a super matte look, but I will say, I went out the other day with a friend of mine and she has the most incredible complexion. And I was just studying her. She was talking, she was sitting across from me, and I was just sort of like studying her complexion. And I think my brain had always translated to she just has this like glowy, you know, juicy look or whatever. But I was looking at her complexion and it actually was quite velvety, but it was totally like blurred. And it really, really almost changed my mind. I mean, I still don't know if I can pull it off, but it really kind of opened my eyes to how beautiful like a velvety kind of blurred complexion can look. I'm wondering if this powder will give it to me because yeah, I really kind of like appreciated it sitting across from her. I was like, wow, she looks so ethereal without this sort of like extra shininess and extra glow. And I was very intrigued. Next time, because we were talking about something completely different, next time I get together with her, I have to ask her what she uses. Okay, the question is always, do I look mattified without looking dry? I think sometimes it's just really, really hard, especially when you have dry skin, to separate the two. If you have oily skin, you are going to love this, absolutely love this. For those of you with oily skin out there, maybe you've tried this powder before, sound off down below in my comment section. Would love to hear some of your feedback, but that would be my guess. That would absolutely be my guess. In fact, do you guys remember I tried that Lixer serum foundation? I got that during the Sephora VIB sale and it sounded like it was going to be great for dry skin, but when I put it on, it was really kind of powdery and I just didn't really like it for my dry skin. I do feel like it warmed up a little bit as I wore it and it looked better throughout the day, but right off the bat, I was like, whoa, I didn't really quite understand like the description of it, even the ingredients of it, and how it ended up looking on my face. There was like I think, like a huge disparity between the two. But anyway, I had mentioned that, and someone down below in the comment section who has oily skin said that they loved that foundation. So anyway, just FYI. And also, if you have oily skin, please let us know your experience with this powder if you've used it. Okay, now she did include, Natasha Denona did include this spray bottle of water to do a water test. Should we just try it? What the hell? We're just trying on makeup, right? So let me, nice fine mist. Oh, it's so weird. Like the balls of water aren't big enough for you to see, but I feel it like literally just kind of gliding over the powder. Wow, that's so weird. Oh, I should show you. Yeah, so there's like nothing on my fingers. How interesting. All right, well, thank you for this little water test bottle. Well, that's the powder. That's the powder. I don't think my skin necessarily looks dry. Do you guys? It definitely just looks matte. It definitely looks matte. This is maybe great for the summertime, right? When you're out there and you're just sweating, whether it's poolside, walking down the strip here in Vegas. Yes. I forgot to mention at the start of this video, I have this Clarins bronzer. It is called the Sun-Kissed Healthy Glow Powder. So I thought we would try this today. Isn't that cool? It is a pressed powder formula. I'm going to try one of the new Sonia G brushes. I'm going to try this Alpine 1 brush. It is, I guess you could say a flat top kabuki style brush, but the hair lengths are much longer than I would say a typical kind of buffing brush is. But the ferrule, can you guys see the ferrule comes in? So it's like gripping the hairs a little bit. So it is going to make it a little bit more dense, if you will, than if the ferrule just went straight up and down. Like all of these ferrules just go straight, right? This one curves in. So it's just bringing the hairs in a little bit tighter. So you'll have more control than I think you will with hairs this long. So anyway, I'm going to go in with this guy, and I'm just kind of bringing the brush all around because there's 3 different shades in here. I want to grab all of them. It is quite powdery. And I was thinking about just using like a cream bronzer, just something that I had in my collection. But because this powder is waterproof, I'm like, I don't think you can use water-based products on top of this powder. If it's going to repel the water, it's never really going to set down. I think that's my thought. Maybe I should try that out on the side and let you guys know. Oh, it smells nice. But yeah, but that was my thought. So anyway, thank God I had this new bronzing powder to try. I think the tone of this bronzer is a little bit yellow for my skin tone. I think it looks okay, but I just prefer something with a little bit more red in it. So I think if you have more like yellow undertones in your skin is maybe a little bit more olive, I think this is a good choice. Actually, you could probably see it in the top 2 stripes here, that there's a little bit, especially the one in the middle. It's like if you just kind of squint a little bit, you can almost see like a little bit of olive in there. But I think I can pull it off. It's just not my ideal, but I think it works. So that's the Clarins Sun-Kissed Healthy Glow Bronzer. And then for blush, I also forgot to mention this in the intro, sorry. I ended up getting, so Tom Ford, they came out with these new architecture blushes, and I had gotten a whole bunch of shades, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna get the hot pink shade because it's not a shade that I'm gonna, wear too often. Anyway, I ended up getting it because I really do like these blushes. And this color is so good for the spring summertime. So let's do a swatch. Oof. Juicy, juicy. I mean, it's a matte shade, so I don't mean juicy in that way, but it's like a really kind of hyper strawberry pink. And let me actually do a swatch of this Clarins bronzer. Sorry, I didn't do that before. And I'm gonna try and pick up all 3 of the shades in here. There. Yeah, can you see the yellow in that? Anyway, look at that hot pink blush. I'm so excited. All right, which Sonia G brush should I use? I think I'm gonna use Alpine 2. It's this one with the really interesting shaped ferrule. And the brush is angled. And these, by the way, are dyed goat hair. So I'm gonna go in real gentle because this is such a strong, wow, such a strong color. That was just one dip. Let me tap that off. Wow, look at that. I love a hot blush for the summertime. Woo! Look at that. Oh, I love it. So that is hot pink. Okay, yeah, and I continue to really enjoy the Architecture blush formula. They are really soft powder. They blend out really easily. Love them. No new highlights, so I'm going to use the Chantecaille Cheek Light Illuminating Powder. It's this guy with the diamonds on top. I love this. And I think with the hot pink, I wanted something with a little bit of pink, like neutral, cooler leaning. Even though this is a pretty warm pink, but I'm gonna use, should I use Alpine 3 or 4? 3 is the pointier one. I think I'll use 4, which is just a little bit smaller. All right, now for brows. I have this new Lisa Eldridge, newish. She sent this to me a while ago and I just kept forgetting to try it. So I apologize, but this is the Brow Architect Brow Pencil and she sent over muted black. So on one end, we've got a spoolie, always handy. Actually, let me show you this case because it's so gorgeous. It's like a brushed gold. Isn't that stunning? And then here is the pencil. So it is slightly angled, slightly oval shaped, very fine point, and it rolls up and it rolls down. So it's not like one of those clicky ones. Let me try and do a swatch of muted black here. So nice subtle pigmentation. So looks like this is going to be a mistake-proof brow pencil. I really like the barrel. I love the feel of this. Ooh, and this spoolie is really firm. Ooh. Okay, so brow pencil, no brow pencil. Nice. I think the shade is really, really great. This muted black, it's almost like a dark grayish brown. I've been wanting to try this Rebel Glow palette from RMS. The RMS Baked Gel Powder formula is so good. It's like their blush, those Hydra blushes, the highlighter, the bronzers that they have. And it looks like they've got the same idea in an eyeshadow palette formula. So we've got 4 shades in here, and I do believe she's got 2 versions of this palette. Here are the shade, there's actual shade names on the back, but I'm really excited to try this. Let me do some swatches first. Ooh, look at those 4 shades. Look at that deep brown one. So I would say all the shades have a little bit of at least a satin sheen to them. This deep brown shade at the end, this one is Whiskey Shadow. That probably has the most metallic sheen to it, but they all have a little bit. Really pretty. Okay, I've got my Shoto number 3 brush from Rephr. I'm gonna go into this first shade here. I'll start in the inner corner here and work it over, maybe over the center of my lid. I'm going to take the Shoto 00 brush, go into the next shade here, and bring that up into the socket line area, kind of blend out the first shade. Then I'm going to take my Isom W36 brush. I'm going to go into this dark bronze shade, this Whiskey Shadow, and deepen up my outer corner here. Wow, these shadows are really easy to apply, that's for sure. Okay, I'm not sure if this brush will work, but we'll try it. This is the Shoto 02, and I want to just bring a little bit of this purpley shade onto my lower lash line. I just want a hint of it, which is why I picked this brush, but I'm not sure if it is effective enough. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think so. Especially compared to the eye without it. All right, that is the RMS Redimension Hydra Eyes Quartet in Rebel Glow. Ooh. I really like how they apply. So easy. They blend it out like a dream. Let's take a look at these new Lisa Eldridge Seamless Glide eye pencils. So these are what the pencils look like. They have a little shade stripe at the end there for reference. And here are the 3 shades. So we've got over here, that one is Enigmatic Olive. Then we have Bettina, which is like a metallic lilac. And then here we have kind of a straight up matte lilac thyme. That is gorgeous. I just saw a picture of Lisa Eldridge with that on, and it's such a beautiful statement. It's like funky but pretty all at the same time. But I'm really drawn to this Bettina color, and of course the olive, you guys know I love. But I really want to try this Bettina color, especially in my waterline here. Oh, just a slight little shimmer there. Really pretty. Let's try this up here. This color is so interesting. It, gosh, it has like gray in there. It's got a little bit of blue, definitely a little bit of purple, like that lilac going on. It's such a cool color. And for a color that I thought I wasn't sure, you know, with that metallic shine to it. Do you see how light it gets in the light? I didn't know if it was going to give me the depth that I wanted, but it absolutely does. Wow, that is probably the most interesting eyeliner color I have ever come across. Oh, it's so neat. And I really do like a fun eyeliner color, because if you like to use neutral eyeshadows like I do, but you know, sometimes we get a little bored, sometimes we do want to do like a little bit more, but I feel like a bold eyeshadow color maybe is too much. You can always do just a little bit with the eyeliner, and you're changing it up, but it's not too scary. Not too scary. All right, I'm just gonna curl my lashes and throw on some mascara. No new mascaras to try at the moment. All right, now for all of these lipsticks that I got. So let's try the Dior Addict Glass lipstick. Again, these are called an Ultra Shine Lip Gloss Stick Hydrating Vibrant Color. Wow, they tried to do all the things with that description. So I actually have 3 shades. I ordered 2 from Macy's when they were having, it was like a 15% off. And then I went to an Ulta here and they had them. I was like shocked that they had like a new release very close to the release date, because usually it takes a while for the stores to get them. Anyway, I got another shade there. So I have shades 709, 184, and 504. So I've already like swatched this one, but I haven't tried it on, and I'm really on the fence about these, and I will tell you why once I get these swatched. So here's the first one. This is shade 709. And you know, I love, love, love. I just rambled about these yesterday, but I love these shades for the summertime. So that's 709. The next one is Dior Sweet, really nice nude. And then the last one that I got is called Gem Dior. And this I wanted just kind of a plain balm, but can you see the finish that this gives? And it has little shimmers in there. You guys know I love lips like these. So again, I haven't tried any of them on. I've only swatched them. From what I can tell, first of all, let me just mention, let me mention that these are like the click up, can't click back down lip products. I'm not a fan of that. I hate the commitment. Sometimes you get real excited, you click up too much, and then you've got all this lipstick hanging out, which is very nerve-wracking. Anyway, not my favorite packaging in terms of that. The other thing is, and when you swatch it, you'll probably feel this way, like if you go to store and swatch them. They're very thick and almost tacky, and I'm not sure that I'm gonna like the stickiness of them. So let's try it. By the way, I will say this is a great makeup primer, like lip situation from Chanel, because it soaks right in. Usually if I put on like a lip balm or lip mask, something to kind of like help my lips before I start trying lipsticks on, there's like a lot of stuff I need to wipe away. This is nice. It left my lips moisturized, but like there's no leftover goop. Okay, so here's Gem Dior. Okay, love the finish. And not that sticky. Not that sticky. Okay. Okay, it definitely feels a lot stickier in the swatch than on my lips, which is, oh, what a relief. Oh, I love this finish. Can you guys see the little shimmer? Giving myself the Billy Idol, but like the little shimmer in the lip. Ooh, this is really pretty. This is definitely like keep in your handbag kind of lip product. The fragrance is almost like a raspberry. So it's a little bit on the fruity side, which I prefer to like the floral perfume, especially on my lips. So that's a relief. All right, let's try Dior Sweet next. I'm trying not to just like go in and twist. Yeah, not as sticky as I thought they would be. Thank goodness. They do have a nice high shine to them if you're into that. I think this shine is actually really, really pretty. Sometimes I don't like glosses that are super high shine, where it just looks like your lips are lacquered. I always feel like I'm drooling with lip products like that. I'm trying to think, was there like a MAC product, like MAC Glass or something, where it just looks like really wet on the lips? And I think for an editorial look or whatever, really, really cool. But for like I don't know, I just felt like, ugh, like I was just drooling. Anyway, I like this level of shine is my point. Okay, and here is the bright red. Ooh, this baby needs to go into my summer lips edit. So pretty. And this is a really nice red. It's just a hint warm, not too warm. Not too orangey for those who hate that. Oh, but this is nice. Oh, and I like the formula. Yay! And I think Dior's coming out with another like glossy lip situation with like frostier colors. I'm really excited for that. I don't think they've come out, at least not in the US yet. So definitely keeping an eye out for that. I will definitely be purchasing those because those look to be right up my alley. We'll see. We'll see. All right, next let's try the Armani Prisma Flash. And these are the Glossy Color Lip Balm. I got shade number 11, which is Rosewood Flash. And ooh, packaging is a little weighty. That's nice. And then it gets slimmer towards the top. It's angled at the top there with the GA logo. And this has like a brush metal finish also, just like the Lisa Eldridge brow pencil. I love the feel of it in my hands. Here is Rosewood Flash. Let's do a little swatch here. These don't feel tacky or gooey at all. These kind of go on like a lip balm. I like the feel of these. Very creamy, very cushiony. It has that like cushiony feel to them. These have a really lovely shine too. This color is really, really nice. There's a little bit of a fragrance, kind of a sweet, perfumey kind of fragrance. It doesn't smell like a fruit or anything. Oh, I like this. This is a winner too. This is definitely lighter pigmentation than the Dior. And the formula is, there's like no stickiness. So while these had less than I thought, there still is a little bit of tackiness to it. This has none. This is just a very kind of like slick, smooth, moisturizing kind of lip formula. It's very nice. I have a real soft spot for Armani lip products in general. So when I was like in my 20s, so this is like 25 years ago, I had really bad eczema, and where it would pop up is my upper lip up here. And so many, I would say 98% of the lip products out there, because I tried, brought out my eczema. And there were two companies, two like luxury higher end companies where their lip products did not do that. Armani was one and Bobbi Brown was the other one. So I just have a real fondness and a real soft spot for Armani lip products, even though I know it's changed, the company's changed a lot and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I just have a soft spot for them. All right, let me take this off and we'll try the Louboutin ones. Here's the weapon for today. This is the Rouge Stiletto. My God. I love this ombre effect. It's so cool. Let's get this tag off. All right, so it's a slim stick. Here's the cap. It's got the red interior in there. So we've got all the Louboutin elements. This shade is Nude 1C. We've got the shoe print. So there is 1C. It is really similar to the Rosewood Flash from Armani. In fact, maybe the same. No, I think this has a little bit more peach in there. It's a little brighter. And there's more pigmentation, I would say, in these Louboutins. So that's Nude 1C. And then I also got 4W, which they also call Nude. So I guess this is all in the Nude family. So this one's a little deeper, a little bit more burnt. It's like a burnt version of this. All right, so let's try 1C on first. These don't look quite as glossy, I will say, at least a swatch, as either the Dior or the Armani. These have a slight fragrance, but barely. Barely. You know what I would say? I feel like these have more of a glossy feel than they do actually have a glossy finish, especially compared to the Dior and the Armani. Just not as shiny, but it does have like a creamy appearance to it, which is really nice. But it goes on, it almost feels like a gloss. It's very interesting. It's like a very kind of like slick version of a cream lipstick. No stickiness at all, which is nice. I really like this shade. Okay, so that's 1C. Okay, and here's 4W. So I'm just realizing as I'm saying this out loud, I'm a little slow sometimes. The 1C I think is supposed to be cool, and then the 4W is supposed to be warm. This is definitely warm, this 4W. Right? There's like a lot of orange to it, but I don't necessarily feel like this is a cool color at all. This definitely has a little bit of warmth to it. So I'm assuming that's what they mean by the C and the W. I could totally be wrong, but I don't think that this is a cool color. It's definitely cooler than the W, but I wouldn't say it is cool at all. But here is 4W. You know what I appreciate about the this 4W shade? A lot of times warm colors on my skin tone can go really, really wrong, especially on my lips. Like the edge of my lips where the color starts to fade a little bit can look almost mustardy yellow, and this doesn't do that. This has like a nice kind of aura, if you will. It has like a nice kind of like peach aura, which is really nice. Yeah, these colors are really beautiful. I like them. This formula is really nice. I just don't think it has like super high shine like the other two. If you're looking for high shine, I would go for the Dior glass. The Armani has a really nice cushiony kind of formula. And then these Louboutins are not quite as glossy. The formulation is a little bit richer. It's a little bit thicker. It's a little bit closer to like a lipstick, a full-on lipstick. And these colors are really nice. If you're looking for some like interesting warm tones, these colors are very nice. I do just want to mention another lip product that I purchased and tried and did not like at all. So this is the Givenchy Perfecto Serum Lip Oil. And I picked it up because it reminded me of the new Hermes, like I think it's limited edition lip gloss that they came out with. It's the same kind of like peach with shimmer. It's sold out at Nordstrom. I think it's available elsewhere. Anyway, I never got around to purchasing it, but when I was at Sephora, I picked this up because I was like, oh, that looks very similar. Let me try this one. I don't like this. The formula is a little too sticky. It kind of, you know, gives you the strings, and that it has that kind of minty sensation on your lips where it kind of starts subtly. And I thought, oh, okay, that's not bad. But it got hotter and hotter the longer I had it on, and then it was sticky on top of it. And I was like, no, I don't like this. So this for me is definitely a no, but I thought I would mention it while I was, you know, kind of talking about all of these luxury lip products. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Again, please, if you have oily skin and you've tried the Natasha Denona powder, please let us know your thoughts on it. As a dry skin person, I think it does mattify my skin, which isn't always my favorite, but I don't think it looks dry. I don't think it looks dry. Now that I've been sitting with it for a while, it's been more than 30 minutes. Yeah, that I've been sitting with it. And these lights are hot. And yeah, I would say it looks quite nice on my skin. Mattified, but not dry, which is, I think, a really hard balance to strike. Thanks so much for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.